Well, happy Friday to you. I can't believe we're already almost all the way through March. It's just like time is racing away, isn't it? And my real plan in shooting this little video clip like I've been doing on Facebook was to share with you some of the beginning progress that I've been making on Cindy Blong's 66-6, which is right in the back over here. And if you've looked at those Facebook shots, I mean, you've seen how troubled this machine arrived, just rust everywhere. Had an ugly, gaudy sticker right over here on the inside of the pillar that I was able to get off using that great glue gone stuff that Paula Noel sent me out of Florida. So thanks again for that, Paula. And then I've been beginning to do some cleanup on the paint itself. The paint was just riddled with varnishing and just all kinds of crud buildup, and you're starting to see some of that beauty coming back into the machine. Did a lot of chrome cleanup, which is real delicate work. Had to disassemble all of this bobbin winding system here, and you can see it's beginning to return to its natural beauty again, along with the stitch length controller down here. Did a little bit of cleanup as well on the branding mark, the medallion on this machine, along with the serial plate as well. If you look at those Facebook shots and make some comparisons, you'll see right away we're starting to make some steady progress. Along with the balance wheel, there was a lot of rust, a lot of pitting on there, starting to make some headway there. Not done yet. And then we've got the stop action clutch release over here that also needed quite a bit of attention, and I'm still working on that area a little bit as well. But the machine is starting to come together even after about 5 or 6 hours of work, so I'll just keep plugging on that. But the unexpected thing, oh, and I'll show you real quick as well, have not worked on the upper tension control yet. As you can see, it's still real rough. That needs a lot of attention, along down here with the needle bar and the pressure foot bar. And I haven't done any work on the motor yet. Haven't worked on the raceway. You can look down in there and see all the rust down there as well. So next will be rewiring the motor, doing some motor work, setting it up with the capacity to be knee controlled and also pressure foot controlled as well. And this will be the replacement pressure foot controller with these plug-in points, this junction point for the light and for the motor. So good progress there. But I was down here working, all of a sudden I heard somebody at the door, and somebody just happened to hear about me. I guess they found me on Facebook or YouTube or whatever, and they brought over this fabulous machine because it needs help. And you can see already the tension spring has been stretched out. I don't know if it was a grandchild or a child or someone else, but the upper tension is going to need some major control. They're not looking for a restore as far as the paint, but boy, that would be fun, wouldn't it? Being able to replace all of these tattered decals. But obviously this machine that this gentleman, not a lady, this gentleman ended up picking up, we don't know the provenance on it, but I was able to, for them, look up the serial number. And if you want to, for practice, and we'll do it together right now, look up the serial number, AA487332. Those of you that are real new to vintage sewing machines, you might not be familiar with how to do this. So we'll pop over to the computer. If you just Google Singer serial numbers, you'll come up with a summary listing like this with this great resource on Ismax. I use them quite a bit. They have most of what we're looking for, except for the machines, as Olga and I just discovered, the machines that were made at that plant in France. Those records were lost, so we don't have access to those. So you just click on that, and then you're going to scroll down, and the serial number we're looking for, again, starts AA, so it should be right at the top. There it is. So I'm going to bring the cursor over, we'll click on that. And we're going to scroll down, and we're going to be looking for 487332. So just kind of scroll down, scroll. And scroll. So we can see that we found it right here. It falls into this bracket, 487332. So we know that the machine that was just dropped off to the workshop by Roger and Sandy Keller, just almost like my last name, Keller instead of Geller, is a Model 128. 20,000 were made in the production group, and it was born on May 26, 1925. So about 4 years away from having a centennial birthday. So if you've never looked up a serial number before, it's not as daunting as you might think. You got to do a little bit of scrolling, and you got to find the right letter prefix on the serial number. But it's a great resource. Ismax does a fabulous job, and you can see all of these prefixes here that you're able to look up for machines. And if the machine is before, where am I? If the machine is before 1900, you're generally not going to find any letter prefix on it. There's a commercial. Ha! You're not going to find a letter prefix on it. And all you're going to find are these serial number group numbers. And then it'll give you the date over here. So reaching all the way back to right around 1871. All the way through, oops, went too far. 1871 through 1899. So right around 1900 is when they started putting these letter prefixes in front of the serial number. Before that, it was just the serial number itself. So be aware of that as well if you're trying to look something up. All right, that's about it. Happy Friday. And I'm going to get busy on continuing to plug away on Cindy's, and then also evaluate and log in this Model 128 that Roger and Sandy just dropped off. Okay? Take care. Happy Friday. Have an Oreo, okay? Have an Oreo, please.